Chris, what else you got, bruv?
So kind of like I had touched on before, we've got this whole Epic versus Apple trial thing going on, and stuff's coming out, and so I just as long as they keep showing stuff, I'm gonna keep talking about stuff they're showing. So we learned a little bit about kind of Epic's business model as it's pertained to. We know that they've gotten several different games where it's like, hey, this is releasing on the Epic Game Store exclusively on at least on the PC side for a couple different times in 2019 and 2020. This showed that they had spent about $1 billion in advances for these exclusives, including $115 million for Borderlands 3. So, and these are their estimated, like, their minimum guarantees. So the people can make more than that, but they're like saying, hey, this is what we're guaranteeing you'll get out of our pocket, no matter how it sells, and then you could get more beyond that. Yeah. So we also learned the part that's even more interesting is that Epic offered Sony $200 million to get first-party PlayStation games as Epic Store exclusives.
God.
So,
wow,
and the document
got a lot
that
of
they
money
showed,
changing hands, boy.
Right?
Yeah.
Cash is king right now.
The document that they showed was almost more like a spreadsheet, like a bullet list, like a guy's to-do list. It was like, okay, so Sony, we're going to offer them $200 million minimum guaranteed for 4 to 6 PlayStation games, and then it has a little spot underneath that, waiting to hear back. And then it had some stuff where it talked about some stuff they were trying to do with Microsoft, and like, turns out we're competing, and they've been talking with Gabe over at Steam a bunch. And so it's kind of listed out like that. So we don't know.
A different Gabe.
Gabe Newell over at Steam. So we don't know ultimately.
I didn't pick up. I didn't know if it was a spam call. You know what I'm saying? Dude. So they had to call the other guy.
You were at a drive-through, so
yeah.
It was like, I
can't
answer right now.
It said possible spam on the caller ID.
Yeah.
I don't answer the phone when standing in line at Donut Day. It doesn't happen.
Yes, sir.
It's
With
like
my children.
Fortnite? Nah.
Did you know your car's extended warranty is up?
Yeah, my Fortnite car.
Exactly.
That's right.
So we don't know at this point in time, this wasn't divulged in the information, whether or not Sony accepted this offer. It's also a little bit ambiguous because it doesn't really, because it's just kind of bullet points and almost like notes in a way. We don't know if it's $200 million per game or for the entirety of the 4 to 6 games, which you think might be more obvious, but we don't know. The only thing that we do know is at this point in time, there are only 2 Sony published games that have been released on the Epic Store that were exclusive to the Epic Store. And that was Ready, Set, Heroes and Predator Hunting Grounds.
Oh, wow.
So I'm thinking that they didn't pay $200 million for those games. So my gut tells me that Sony just kind of decided not to take this deal because the other ones that they did, like Horizon Zero Dawn, is on the Epic Store, but it was also on Steam same time. So it wasn't exclusive. So it wasn't part of this offer that they did because they wanted to have at least some type of timed exclusivity, if not lifetime exclusivity, for that game to be on their store. So I just thought it was interesting. And then if you keep in mind that when they had this other round of investment, Sony pumped in $250 million. So it's almost be like, and you just give us some back, and it's like, we don't have any information yet on whether or not this actually happened, and like if it's going to be for games to come in the future. We don't really know. But I still thought it was interesting that the kind of money that Epic's throwing around for all this stuff.
That was my first thought too. Is that Sony would have been like, didn't we just give you? So you want to give it back, and basically for free, you can have our games exclusively.
Yeah. Jeez,
I don't know. It's interesting.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's been really interesting seeing like what the news picks up on and what people are learning just about the gaming industry when it comes to all this stuff, and it just shows too that like it's a business like everything else, man. It's a business, and people are talking deals, and they're talking, the whole news that we talked about last week with Microsoft not making any money on any of the consoles. Like, there's shrewd businessmen out here. It's not just like for the gamer. It's like for the business. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what we.
Right. Which that blew my mind. By the way, that wasn't one of the stories that I pulled, but it's just like never in your entire never at any point. Did any of the Xboxes, not a one, none of the hardware made you money. Not at any point. That's insane to me.
Yeah.
It's like
crazy.
the 360 never in its entire life made you money. I gotta believe it because the executive said it on the stand, but it's like, that's hard to believe.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Because even Sony sells it a lot. Like Nintendo's, I think, the only one who ever sells at a profit for like out the gate.
Right.
But even the Sony ones, eventually, when you get down the generation and the costs have been reduced and all this kinds of stuff, they start making some money on them. I mean, they're not making hand over fist, but they make something.
Yeah.
I just find that very hard to believe that no Xbox, any iteration, has ever turned a profit. That's hard to believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to make sense. But
Yeah.
they said it. You know what I'm saying? We just here to
Now
tell
the
you what
follow
they
up
said.
does make sense that they're like, hey, we're cool doing that because it's about games and services.
Right.
So like, that makes sense.
Yeah, of course.
I'm totally on board with that. It's just, oh man, that's just hard for me to believe, man.
That's
But
crazy.
like you said, they were under oath, So.
Right.
I mean, not that
It's
people
gotta
don't
be
lie,
true.
but that seems like a weird thing to lie about.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Especially
does.
since games with gold and all of that wasn't, 360 and all that wasn't even like, were you guys really looking that far into the future thinking,
Yeah.
we're going to make it,
We had The Rock help
some
us sell that
foresight.
first Xbox. This is
Yeah,
going to work.
Yeah. Chris, you got anything else, bud?
I'm out.
Oh, here it is
Eduardo.
real quick.
Oh.
I wanted to look this up. Microsoft's revenue by product, 25% is Office products and cloud services, 26% is server products and cloud, 16% is Windows, 7% gaming. 7% of their revenue is gaming. Everything else is software and services and products. That is insane.
That's crazy.
That is
Yeah.
crazy. Sorry,
That's
carry
a small
on.
amount for sure.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Well, and I got to
They
give
should just
props
be
to
giving
you
them away
guys.
then.
Yeah. Because we've been saying on the, you guys have been saying on the podcast for years, I don't think they make a dollar
Yeah,
off of
making
it.
money.
The games is the bottom of what they make. And so when all this news comes out, I'm like, yeah, Gabe and Chris been telling me this for a little while now. I don't
knew,
know all
baby.
that, but
That's funny.
Like you don't want to
and-
believe it, but it's true.
yeah, right.
Yeah.